Have you ever noticed that some men seem impossible to shake? They remain calm under pressure. They don't beg for approval. They don't waste their energy on drama. They don't allow other people to control their emotions. And because of that, people naturally respect them. Not because they're louder, not because they're richer, not because they're more talented, but because they have standards. And here's what most people don't understand. A high-value man is not defined by what he owns. He's defined by what he refuses to tolerate. Because every time you tolerate something that damages your character, you silently teach yourself that it's acceptable. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca all taught that a good life is built through discipline, self-respect, and wise judgment. Not through popularity, not through status, not through external validation. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Wisdom Unbounding World. Today we're going to discuss 6 things that high-value men never tolerate. And make sure you stay until the end. Because the 6th one is the most dangerous of all. It's the one silently destroying millions of men without them realizing it. Let's begin. High-value men never tolerate constant disrespect. Respect starts with self-respect. Many men tolerate behavior they know is wrong, not because they agree with it, but because they're afraid of conflict, afraid of losing relationships, afraid of disappointing people, afraid of standing alone. So they stay silent, again and again and again, until resentment begins to grow. The Stoics taught that dignity matters. You don't need to become aggressive. You don't need to fight every battle. But you must recognize when someone repeatedly crosses your boundaries. A high-value man understands that kindness and weakness are not the same thing. He can be calm. He can be respectful. But he refuses to allow others to repeatedly disrespect him. Because every boundary you fail to defend becomes permission. And eventually, people treat you according to what you tolerate, not according to what you deserve. High-value men never tolerate a lack of discipline. Most people wait until they feel motivated. The Stoics did not. Marcus Aurelius often had to remind himself to get out of bed and do his duty, not because he felt like it, but because it was the right thing to do. A high-value man understands something important. Feelings are temporary. Principles are permanent. If you only work when motivated, you will accomplish very little. If you only exercise when inspired, you will remain weak. If you only pursue your goals when it's convenient, you will stay average. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. The moment a man tolerates laziness every day, he slowly trains himself to become less capable. And eventually, life becomes harder because he avoided temporary discomfort. High-value men never tolerate victim thinking. One of the fastest ways to lose power is to believe you have none. Victim thinking sounds like, "It's not my fault. Nothing ever works for me. The system is against me. I can't change." Now let's be clear. Bad things happen. Life is unfair. People get betrayed. People experience setbacks. The Stoics never denied reality, but they also refused to surrender responsibility. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control everything that happens, we can control how we respond. A high-value man asks, "What can I do now?" Not, "Why is this happening to me?" Because one question creates action, the other creates helplessness. And helplessness is a prison built inside the mind. High-value men never tolerate toxic relationships. Your environment shapes you. The people around you influence your standards, your habits, your mindset, your expectations. Seneca warned about the danger of spending too much time around negative influences, because eventually, you begin to think like them, act like them, complain like them, and lower yourself to their level. A high-value man understands that not everyone deserves unlimited access to his life. Some people constantly create drama. Some people manipulate. Some people only call when they need something. Some people drain your energy every time they appear. Stoicism teaches us to be compassionate. But compassion does not require proximity. Sometimes the wisest decision is distance. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It's necessary. High-value men never tolerate the need for constant approval. This one destroys countless men. They live for opinions. They dress for opinions. Work for opinions. Speak for opinions. Post for opinions. Even their goals belong to other people. The Stoics considered this a dangerous trap. Because the moment your happiness depends on approval, your freedom disappears. Now strangers control your emotions. Now criticism controls your confidence. Now praise controls your behavior. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself that people's opinions are temporary. Today they praise you, tomorrow they criticize you, and next week, they've forgotten you entirely. A high-value man doesn't ask, "What will people think?" He asks, "Is this aligned with my values?" Because values create stability. Approval does not. High-value men never tolerate wasting their life. This is the most dangerous one, because unlike money, unlike opportunities, unlike possessions, time never returns. Every day you wake up, you receive 24 hours. And every day those hours disappear forever. Most people act as though life is unlimited. They delay their goals, delay their health, delay their growth, delay their dreams, and assume there will always be more time. Seneca warned that life is long enough if used wisely. The problem isn't that life is short. The problem is that much of it is wasted. A high-value man understands this. He doesn't need to be productive every second, but he is intentional. He knows what matters. He knows where he's going, and he refuses to spend years drifting through distractions while hoping life somehow improves. Because every day wasted becomes part of a life wasted, and no one can recover lost years. Let's quickly revisit these 6 things. High-value men never tolerate constant disrespect, a lack of discipline, victim thinking, toxic relationships, the need for constant approval, wasting their life. Notice something interesting. None of these are about money. None are about status. None are about appearance. Because true value isn't external. It's internal. It's built through standards, character, discipline, self-respect, and the courage to live according to your principles. The Stoics understood that the quality of your life depends largely on the quality of what you allow into it. Every tolerance becomes a habit. Every habit becomes a lifestyle. And every lifestyle becomes your future. Before you leave this video, I want you to think about something. Imagine meeting yourself 5 years from now. The future version of you. Stronger, wiser, more disciplined, more confident. What would that version of you beg you to stop tolerating today? Would it be procrastination, negative thinking, toxic people, laziness, people-pleasing, excuses? Whatever came to your mind first, pay attention to it. Because deep down, you already know what needs to change. The Stoics believe that wisdom is not merely knowing the right path. Wisdom is walking it, day after day, choice after choice, action after action, until your life begins to reflect your standards. Remember, you become what you repeatedly tolerate. Raise your standards, protect your peace, guard your time, strengthen your character, and become the kind of man who no longer negotiates with his own potential. If you found value in this video, make sure to like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message, and subscribe to Wisdom Unbounding World for more Stoic wisdom designed to help you master modern life. And now I have a question for you. Which of these 6 things do you think is destroying the most men today? Disrespect? Lack of discipline? Victim thinking? Toxic relationships? Approval seeking? Or wasting time? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay disciplined, stay focused, and remember, a strong man is not defined by what he gains, but by what he refuses to tolerate.